ロードしました。
Okay, so yeah, people are losing their memories and the ghost is showing up again. The ghost, not ghost. And I'm pretty sure they're actually helping, so... But not really sure why people are losing their memories other than it most likely having something to do with that world that's in the library storehouse. But other than that, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Classes are now over, and I leave the classroom after somehow managing to shake off the ever-so-curious Korodani. She could be such a pain to deal with.
でも今度のは吉田さんが倒れちゃってるから単なる好奇心だけでもないだろうしね。
Despite what it was, I'm sure she put some amount of thought into that theory of hers. Probably. I know, but it's not like there's anything we can tell her.
そうだね。
Arriving at the burrow, we see that Muko's already here. However, unusual as it is, she's not reading, but rather patiently waiting.
吉田さんの容体は?
She's fine. Mostly. Before we can even sit down, she poses a question. She seems quite worried. She's full of life, just like how Murokuma was.
そうですか。無事だったのは何よりです。
でもやっぱり何にも覚えてないって。
予想はしていました。
Her expression grows sour as she nods. I feel the same way. Even though there's been another victim, we still haven't gained any more clues. We collapsed in the same manner after all.
やはり記憶も数日分なくなっているのですか?
Yes. Yeah, she said that it felt like 3 days had passed when she woke up.
同じですね。模倣である可能性もありますが、連続したものだと判断して、まず間違いないでしょう。
For a moment, the thought of bringing up Korodani's fear in order to see her reaction crosses my mind. Let's not do that. I feel like Ushio would just stare at us blankly and then judge us for like 10 seconds. So let's not. I better not. It's obvious what the result's going to be. All I can see is an unreasonable future for getting angry at me.
けどなんでなんだろう。事故とかじゃなくて誰かの仕業なら何がしたいのかな。
Why would they want to erase Murokumo's and Yoshida's memories and have them faint?
それは何かしようとしてる途中で中断されたんじゃないかって話もあったよね。
To be honest, I don't think that's the case. When Yoshida was found, apart from nobody seeing the guy in white, the rest of the situation was similar. If his aim was to take them somewhere or whatever, it shouldn't have ended up in the same location.
それもそうだね。じゃあどうして？
Why did both of them lose their memories and pass out, right? They were found in the same exact location and were in the same condition. As Muko said, we can probably consider them to be linked, but...
古賀君には何か考えが?
Seeing me lost in my thoughts, she asked me that. Yeah. Oh, his goal was to steal their memories. His goal wasn't achieved. It could have been accidents. I mean, we're talking about the white cloak person, right? And not whoever's actually taking memories away. So... I think they were accident. I don't know. Muko always judges me. They could have been accidents? Worst case scenario, it's possible that they were both accidents. There's nothing in common between Murokuma and Yoshida, so it's weird that they'd be chosen as victims. Muko's expression is growing grimmer by the second.
接点はありませんが、突然倒れて記憶が消える事故とはどんな事故ですか?
I thought we were talking about why the guy in white was there. Anything goes at this school. That's also true though.
ありえますが、それはほぼ何らかのミスト絡みで起こります。事故なら以前の妖精や人形のように無意識にミストを発動させてしまってミストが暴走していることになります。しかしリトさんはその形跡はないと証言していましたし、ミストの痕跡も目撃証言も全くないという可能性はかなり低いと思いませんか?
I guess you're right. With Kasuga Mayumi, plenty of people reported seeing that fairy darting around. There was also a continuous period of time, whereas there were several days separating Morokumo's and Yoshida's incidents. This is probably something different.
じゃあやっぱり 誰かが何か目的があってやってるのかな。
Well, yeah, I thought that. I'm just saying the ghost was innocent.
その目的が謎ですね。記憶が失われていることは気になりますが、それが目的と断定できる証拠はまだありません。混沌した原因がミストならば、記憶が代償に奪われたという可能性も考えられます。
Compensation, huh? If someone activates a mist, if they don't have enough mana, then a compensation is required. The compensation differs between mists, so it's entirely possible that there's one out there that takes away memories.
けどさ、リトさんは今のところミストが使われてる形跡はないって言ってたよね。
Yeah, huh? Yeah, but if it wasn't a mist, what made them faint?
ええ。
Is it that thing in the world? Miko seems to have an impasse there and furrows her brow.
結局よくわかんないね。
仕方がありません。情報が不足しすぎです。
It doesn't help that neither of them remember what happened.
それに犯人はかなりうまく立ち回っています。あれだけミブさんたち風紀委員が巡回しているにもかかわらず、まるで尻尾をつかませていません。
Yeah, he's barely leaving behind any tracks. It's almost as if that one time we saw him standing there was just a mirage.
そういえば保健室の方はどうだったの？
Miko shakes her head with much charge in.
調べましたが、不審な点は見当たりませんでした。
Has it always been an infirmary?
地図が残っていない時代もありましたが、少なくとも何らかの魔術的なものがあった場所ではないと思います。そういうものが移設されたのなら、新たに移設したことが記録に残っているはずですが、それもありませんでしたから。
Apparently, she confirmed the features saw that there have been precedents of that of other locations. Could you give an example of a magical item?
君が踏み壊した彫像などですね。
Okay. I'm caught off guard by how nonchalantly she says that.
そういえばあれって封印なんだったね。
He gives an awkward laugh and starts sweating. It's been a while since that bad memory's been brought up. That statue's unrelated to what's going on, though. Right? Didn't the principal mention something about it being a barrier?
どう関係するのさ。あそこから魔力が吹き出してて当たった人が倒れるとか？
Don't say such scary things.
さすがにそんな事態になっていたら、学園側が放っておかないでしょう。
That's good. Umaro and I would have been the first victims anyway if that were actually the case.
彫像も保健室も直接的な関係はないと判断していいと思います。
Okay. Guess you've hit a dead end on the infirmary trail then.
ねえ、ですが念のためあの場所には風紀委員が見張りを立ててくれているそうです。
Alright. We can leave that for them to take care of.
こっちは3人しかいないし、見張りまで手が回らないしね。
Which leaves us with trolling, huh? Not like we can do anything else at the moment.
まあいいでしょう。
We're not gonna get anywhere by holding ourselves up in the office and speculating. Our only option is to search the school for the guy in white, despite the feeling of futility. Yeah, I think we're looking for the wrong purse. I really don't think it's them anymore. Leaving the room, we see that the sun's already setting, dyeing the outside scenery crimson. The only people there are members of the disciplinary committee. The regular students have all returned to the dorms.
白いやつ出ないね。
But for the times we've seen him, we're in the hallways of the school, so we're walking along them, but...
最初に現れたのはここなんですね。
Standing in the middle of the hallway, she stares straight ahead. He disappeared once he turned the corner that she's looking at. Yeah, we were on our way to the burrow.
びっくりしたよね。何気に幽霊の話してたら本当にそれっぽいのがいるんだもん。
We resume walking as we talk. Muko speaks without looking away.
その時はそばには誰もいなかったのですよね。
No, he was just wandering around by himself. Seeing that, Amaro let out a scream, which seemed like it startled the guy in white.
それですぐ逃げちゃったんだよね。
見られただけで逃げたのですね。声をかけたとか追いかけようとかした後ではなくて。
I think back to that time.
白い影か。
ええ。あ、多分あんな感じ。じゃないかと。
証言通りだな。
It really did appear.
へえ。本物？
待て。
Amaro screamed and the guy in white ran. Bakachan instinctively chased after him. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, we only chased him after he ran.
そんなに姿を見られたくないってことは、やっぱり見られたら困ることしてるってこと？
But when Furry and I met him afterwards, he helped us come back to this world. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Very good point.
財布も届けてくれたよね。
Oh yeah.
やっぱり悪い人っぽくないな。
Oh yeah, the wallet thing too. Forgot about that part actually. Muko was a little ahead of us, stops walking, and turns to face us as we're talking.
それは学園内で目撃された時はすぐさま逃亡して、奇妙な空間では古賀くんたちの方をさっさと追い返したとも取れますね。
See, that's also a fair point, but then like he was like, it seems like he was also helping the other two after they lost their memories and got knocked out, so not sure. I guess so. He opened the door and then practically forced Furry to go through it in the end. Basically, it doesn't want to interact with others for extended periods of time.
なんでだろ
Probably because he doesn't want people to figure out his identity.
マントで全身を覆い、顔も見せない。正体を隠したいらしいとは推察できますね。
Now you have to figure out why he's doing that.
そうですね。常に人との接触を避けているようですから、今回の件とは別に何か理由があるのでしょう。
What are your thoughts on this, Muko?
私ですか？
Yeah? Can you think of any reason why he'd want to hide his identity? After several seconds of deliberation, she raises her slender index finger and says,
可能性はいくつかあります。一つは普通でない姿をしている場合。
Alright, well dang.
中身が人間じゃないとか
Oh, that's what you meant? Well, it's not impossible. Maybe he's actually one of those weird monsters from that other world. I don't think a cloak would be enough to conceal that if that were the case. Yeah. Any other theories?
昼の学園の一般生徒である場合。
一般生徒？
風紀委員や私たちのように放課後も学園内に残る権限を持たない生徒という意味です。
You mean like he might have something to do after classes and wants to stay there?
そうです。風紀委員に見つかれば追い返されてしまいますから。
But wouldn't that create other problems? People would notice if he wasn't at the dorms.
だから夕方にしか出ないんじゃない？バレる前に寮に戻ってるとか。
Would he make it in time?
正直危険ですね。遅れると戸締まりされて寮に入れなくなる恐れがありますから。
Does he have a mist to teleport to places? Probably feels like this hypothesis isn't very convincing and offers a counter argument. We can probably ignore that train of thought. Any other possibilities?
あります。
What was that? He speaks after taking a shallow breath.
誰かの知り合いである場合。
Ooh, you mean like Mutsuki?
知り合い？
何らかの理由で知人に知られたくない行動をとっている人物が顔を隠しているという場合です。
The most suspect would be someone I know then.
え？あ、そうか。今まで一番合ってるのってミッチーか。
There's the time Tsubaki-chan chased after him, and the time he helped us out of that other world. The time he returned my wallet to me. And lastly, the time he was standing beside the unconscious Murakumo. Whenever we met, he was always trying to either run away or distance himself from me.
心当たりはあるんですか？
Not at all. Even though no one's saying this, it's probably pure coincidence that I've encountered him the most out of all of us.
でしょうね。古賀くんはこの学園に来て日が浅く、知り合いもそう多くないでしょうし。
I could count the number on my own two hands. Other than you two, there's Tsubaki-chan, Murakumo, my classmates, Rito-san. Then I name off some of the Night Realm students, starting with Furia. Amaru does the same thing as he watches me count off on my fingers.
俺もミッチーとほとんど同じようなもんだな。
Pretty much, yeah. Let's not forget the principal.
可能性その4ですね。
The principal? She's too short for that.
え？
Unless we got a mist that increases height or something. Otherwise, she doesn't fit that cloak. She abruptly says that, raising a forefinger on the hand she was using to keep track of the number of hypotheses.
顔を見れば誰もが知る存在である場合。
freaking smile, darn it.
え？学園長？
Are you serious about that?
冗談です。
Oh, okay. I thought so, but don't say that. I thought so, but don't say that with such a straight face. The way the music just cut out, dude, darn it. Give us a break. This kind of person who do something just to get a kick out of it.
では保留にしますか？
Don't. He only makes things even more complicated.
いくら変な人でもやらないと思うな。
I mean, I'm so suspicious of her. I just don't think she's the person in the cloak because she's too short.
そうですね。被害者が出ている状況で愉快犯的な行動をとるほどおかしな人ではないと思います。
Yeah. She's not entirely a book you can judge by its cover. Exactly. I don't know.
夜だ。
I don't know, man. I don't know. He shuffles away from the window.
見つかりませんでしたね。
Oh. The reason is still a mystery, but that guy in white apparently only appears in the evening. Once again, we've hit the time limit today. Yeah, see, at this point, I think the white figure is just a red herring. So. Is it you? No, it couldn't be you. The next morning, while heading towards the classroom, Koridani comes bursting out. What's the matter? Her unusually serious expression catches me off guard. Did it happen again? Why the fuck? Why does this keep happening? Another one? Damn, it really is a chain.
ミッチー、行ってみようよ。
Okay, you go first. Yeah, Koridani, did it happen outside the infirmary again? That's okay. Alright, thanks. Check there for starters. You pass the classroom and hurry over there. Tsubaki-chan! In the hallway outside of the infirmary, Tsubaki-chan and Murakumo are having a conversation with solemn expressions on their faces.
ああ、君たち来てくれたのか。
Seeing us rush over towards them, she stops the conversation and turns to face us. Who was it this time? Murakumo looks annoyed but keeps quiet nonetheless. You heard about it when we got to class. Someone collapsed again?
今度は校庭だ。登校してきた早番の風紀委員が見つけた。
Oh, the courtyard, huh? The courtyard? It wasn't here?
ここには風紀委員や先生が交代で見張りに立っていたんだ。異常はなかったそうだ。
Saying that, she shifts the line of sight to the end of the hallway. Standing there is a male student wearing the same coat as Tsubaki-chan and Murakumo, who notices her and greets us.
私たちもそれを確認しに今ここへ来たばかりなんだ。
Oh, he told you about it? It seems that the disciplinary committee member confirmed that nothing happened here.
倒れてた人は？
寮へ運ばれたよ。今度は3年生の男子だったそうだ。
There's no pattern to this at all. Morokuma's a second year and Yoshida's a first year. This time it's his third year. Just checking, but is he someone that either of you two know?
顔と名前くらいは知ってる。風紀委員は基本生徒は全員覚えてるからな。
Realizing the gravity of the situation, he answers me honestly in a subdued voice instead of trying to start a fight.
ただし別に親しくはないし、俺は吉田さんと続けて襲われるような理由に見当はつかん。
Yeah, there's nothing in common between you and Yoshida.
幸い今回も混沌しているだけのようなんだがな。
Why does this keep happening? What a pain this is turning out to be. There were a few days separating Morokumo's and Yoshida's incidents, but this is right on the heels of Yoshida's. This is getting worse and worse. As concerned as we are, the first bell rings and we have no choice but to go back to our respective classrooms.
ではな、二人とも。
Dude,
くれぐれも気をつけてくれ。
dude, I would not be able to focus on studying. If after this happening 3 times, I wouldn't be able to study at all. Like, I wouldn't be able to focus on my classes even a little bit. And also, why? Like, I was thinking that, like, people kept wandering into that world and that's why they're losing their memories, but then, like, 3 times? 3 times in a... I don't... How would people find that room accidentally 3 times in a row? Now I'm not sure about that anymore either. Yeah, we will. You too. The coats of the 2 disciplinary committee members flutter as they turn around and walk down the hallway. Let's come back to this after classes.
そうだね。
Goodness gracious. What is happening? After waiting impatiently for classes to finish, we immediately run over to the burrow. Hey Rito, I need help again.
今朝倒れていた生徒はまだ意識が戻っていないそうです。
Muko's already here and tells us about what she learned from Tsubaki-chan.
前の2人と同じだったら夜までは目が覚めないかな。
That sounds about right, considering how long it took for Murokuma and Yoshida. Which means I won't be able to ask him anything until tomorrow morning.
状態は村雲くんたちと非常に似通っているので、話を聞ける望みは薄いと思っていた方がいいですね。
Yeah, pretty much. He won't remember anything, huh? We shouldn't rely on the testimonies of the victims. The string of victims is getting problematic.
そうですね。犯行のスパンが短くなるというのは危険な兆候です。
Uh-huh. The frequency is increasing. Just a couple days ago, we were talking about how there was nothing happening. We thought that was the end of it. We were naive. But we didn't want to end the case unfinished. We were careless.
でもなんで急に早くなったんだろう。何か急ぎたい理由でもできたのかな。
I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
警備が強化されたことで焦り始めたのかもしれません。
We managed to outsmart us, though. This didn't do it where there were people on the lookout.
今回も白いのは出てないの？
確認しましたが、今回も倒れていた生徒のそばには誰もいなかったそうです。周辺でも目撃情報はありません。
I'm starting to believe that the guy in white who was beside Murokuma was unrelated to all this. Uh-huh.
たまたま通りかかっただけだったってこと？
Yeah. The first time we saw him, he was pretty much wandering around, too. Maybe he was curious as to why there was someone on the floor and went up to him.
無関係ならなぜ逃げたのでしょう。
I might be imagining things, but her question sounded more like she was thinking aloud, rather than directed at us. If I asked her about it now, though, she'd probably dodge the question. Did we say that's because he doesn't want to be seen by or come into contact with others?
ええ。それなら逃げた理由は事件とは関係。
じゃああれは事件に関係なく勝手に学園に住み着いてる変な人かもしれないの？
My bad, Muko. Here you
え
go.
え。それなら逃げた理由は事件とは関係ないことになりますね。 そういった方がいるらしいといった話は聞いたことがありません。
Wanna go ask the principal if she's letting a monster out to graze or something?
それなら事前にあれはペットだと説明があると思いますが。
I don't know about that, to tell you the truth. She doesn't really explain much to us, just saying. Don't glare at me like that, I'm just kidding. It's totally possible he's not human though.
まあ妖精はいたし人形も動いてたし。
And monsters.
いろいろなものがいるようですが、その多くはミストの発動とともに現れています。
Yeah, we also had zombies apparently. Remember that? I do. We strayed away from the main topic and she's trying to steer us back on track.
ですが今回はそういった目撃証言は一切なく、ミストが使用された形跡もありません。
If Morikuma Yoshida accidentally activated one, it would have gone out of control and created a huge mess, huh?
これまでのケースならそうなっているはずです。それにもう一つ、
What is it?
暴走させたミスト使用者は皆一度倒れてしまうと、私たちがミストを封じるまで意識を失ったままでした。
あ、そっか。村雲先輩も吉田さんも次の日には目を覚ましてるね。
Oh yeah, Morikuma did mention it when he woke up. That if it were a mist, then the victim would wake up at the same time as when someone stops the mist.
ええ、ですから彼らがミストを使用して混沌したとは考えにくいと思います。
What could it be then? Some other magical tool? She shakes her head as if to say that she doesn't know either.
リトさんに聞いてみましょう。今日は少し質問の仕方を変えます。
Yep, going to Rito again. Rito, we need help again, please. Walking past rows of bookshelves, we find Rito-san in her usual spot, blending in with her surroundings. She's looking up at a shelf and running her finger along the spine of a bulky book.
リトさん、
We need help. As Rito's eyes are reading the title, Miko calls out to her. Her gaze relaxes for a second upon seeing us. However, it quickly becomes serious again as she realizes that something has happened.
何かしら。
We need advice.
また被害者が出ました。
Troubled by the word another, Rito lowers the ends of her eyebrows. I'm sure that even she's getting disturbed by this chain of events.
今度は3年生の男子なのですが、校庭に倒れていたそうです。それ以外の状況はこれまでの2件とほぼ同じで。
Miko briefly explains the current case to Rito.
そこで質問があります。仮にミストの仕業ではないと仮定して、このような状態になる現象に何か心当たりがありますか？完全に一致しなくても似た事例でも構いません。
混沌。外傷はなし。数日分の記憶の消失。翌日になれば目覚める。そうね。本人の能力以上の大量の潜在魔力を瞬時に消費すると、そのような状態になるかもしれないわ。
Is somebody draining the mana?
記憶まで消えてしまうこともあるのですか？
自分の持つ魔力の容量を一瞬で超えるようなことがあればね。ショックでそうなることはありえるわ。
When such a large amount of mana would be needed?
例えば強力な魔力を必要とする、魔術的に序列が高いミストを使用する。
I see. But neither Morikuma nor Yoshida showed any traces of having used a mist, right?
そうね。見当たらないわ。
Probably finds that strange as well and tilts her head.
その魔力の大量消費ですが、ミストを使用した場合のみですか？他の人物に使われたミストのせいで混沌し記憶を失うということは？
記憶を操作するミストは確かにあるわ。だけど被害者たちの様子を聞く限り、 使用者の状態に思えるわ。
じゃあ誰かが先輩たちにミストだって言わずに使わせて気絶させてすぐミストを止めて回収してったとか？
That requires sealing it, right? Even if the activator is unconscious, the mist would still be operating.
ミストによるでしょう。ヤヌスの鍵はフラヤマチさんの手を離れた時点で彼女でなくても使えました。
Oh, that's true. Ones like that could be easily retrieved after Murukuma or Yoshida fainted. Rito interjects after listening to our conversation for a little while.
ただそれほど強力なミストが使われたとなると、もっと大きな怪異が起きても良さそうなものなの。
Even if it were sealed the instant after it's activated?
記憶を失うほどの魔力ですもの。発動する力も大きいはずよ。
確かにそんな大量の魔力を使うんならもっと派手なことになってそうかも。
そうですね。今のところミストが使用された形跡すら見当たらないのですから、消費された大量の魔力はどこへ消えてしまったのか。
Maybe it's being stored somewhere. There's something that consumes lots of mana. Maybe it's being stored somewhere? Maybe it's being stored somewhere?
魔力がですか？どこに？
In that other world where that magic circle is at? That you've never seen that circle, have you? I haven't figured out that much.
それに何に使うつもりで？
The spell that Rito was talking about? Beats me.
深く考えずものを言うのはやめてくださいね。
I was thinking, okay. Well, can you think of anything that eats up a ton of mana?
あるでしょう。
Okay.
この学園です。夜の世界への変貌。あれは壮大な魔術ではないのですか？
ええ。あれはおそらく繊細で綿密な仕掛けのしてある高等な魔術よ。私は詳細は知らないけれど。
I picture the spectacle that occurs when the bell in the clock tower chimes. The amount of mana required for the mist we've dealt with so far wouldn't even hold a candle to what something like that would need.
今までのミストと同じように夜の世界を呼び込むために代償として魔力が支払われているのなら、その大量の魔力は誰がどこで消費しているのでしょう。
Rito shakes her head without even a second of thought.
それは私にもわからない。
Even Rito sounds clueless, huh? Yeah, that's very concerning.
ここにはそれを記述してある方がないの。
Huh. We're surrounded by huge bookshelves. Rito turns to scan all of them. There's nothing about in this massive collection of books. Wait, Rito, did you legit really read all the... Like, you legit read all the... Goodness gracious, woman. What in the world is the realm of night, then? Despite getting used to it, it's more absurd than all of the absurd things in this school combined.
私が把握しているのは、この天秤瑠璃学園の創立者ラズリットが残した遺品について。それ以外のことはわからないから答えられないわ。
Sorry, Rito, I thought you were done. Here you go.
私が把握しているのは、この天秤瑠璃学園の創立者ラズリットが残した遺品について。この図書館の蔵書も遺品の一部なの。
そうですか。
I'm surprised that the Night Realm actually falls into that latter category. It's because it's something fundamentally different from Mist and of a much larger scale. But if the Night Realm really is something so grand, does it mean there's something massive making it work behind the scenes?
あれだけの現象を引き起こすなら、そうね、大掛かりになると思うわ。
And isn't the school being one huge magical contraption a trail that we could follow? I thought that the infirmary might have had something since it was where the first two incidents took place. But if we consider the entire place,
保健室とか校庭とか敷地内だったら場所は関係ないってこと？
that's what I was thinking. Something like the slowly sucking out the mana of every student here.
怖いこと言わないでよミッチー。
We gotta figure out the problem, jeez. Miku cast her eyes downwards as if ruminating what I said. Were we right? She soon turns the line of sight back to Rito.
そういった記録、この学園が建てられた当時の記録はないのですか？
もちろんあるわ。でもこの学園は20年ほど前に一度大きな事故があって建て替えられているの。
ああ、それで改装されたことがあると。
What was the accident? Thinking back, Rito did mention this when Muka was investigating the infirmary. We should be looking into the records from when it was rebuilt.
そう。そのため建物自体が昔の記録と大きく変わってしまっているの。だから私にも今の学園の状態はよくわからないのよ。
確かに調べさせてもらった地図も改装前のものだけでしたね。
So the contents of those reports aren't going to match up with what we see today. But if Rito doesn't know, then would it be better if we ask the principal instead? I feel like she won't give us any answers. She seems likely to know. When I say that, Muka looks at me with contempt. What?
君は本当に現状把握能力が不足していますね。
What'd I do? What? Is there something wrong with asking the principal?
いえ、君の提案自体は素晴らしいと思いますよ。ただ残念ながら学園長は今出張中です。
Oh, okay. That makes me even more suspicious now. A business trip?
以前に告知が来たはずですが、もう数日は戻られませんよ。
Huh.
出張って村雲先輩が倒れるより前から？
そうです。ですから学園長はこの騒ぎをまだご存知ないかもしれません。
SOS. There's nothing we can do about it, but of all the times for her to be away... oh, jeez. Oh, no. She's the biggest mystery of them all. Very much so. She doesn't look her age, so how old exactly is she? For that matter, is she even human? That's not what I'm worried about. Does she hold actual conversations, if that were mine? I'm not worried about any of this. Everything's being kept in the dark.
どうしよう。やっぱり手がかりなしだよね。
I want to know why she left right before this started happening. The option of asking the principal is gone, so in the end, all we're left with is... We have a vice principal? Probably won't do us any good, but how about we keep patrolling? I'd hate it if we leave it alone and something happens.
今回だけ現場が違ったことも気になります。
Yeah, let's go take a look at the courtyard just to be safe.
では、リトさん、ありがとうございました。
いいえ、いつでも来てくれるといいわ。
Always for you. Leave the library after showing Rito our gratitude. Thanks for the help as always, Rito. Yeah. But then the fact that they mentioned that now. But then other times, when I've said this at other times, it doesn't matter. Like, when something gets mentioned, I think that because of mentioning it, it's not the case, but then it ends up being the case anyway. So now I can't tell. But they mentioned it. So she's still suspicious, but the fact that they brought it up, though, makes it harder for me to tell. Oh, jeez. Exiting the building, we see that it's already twilight outside. In mere minutes, night will fall. The courtyard is deserted. All the students have already returned to the dorms.
この辺りだと聞いています。
Muka points out where the third incident took place. As expected, there are no signs of it having happened. Surveying the area, I notice that while the courtyard is close to the building, it is a wide open area. Suspicious activity would be caught instantly. If he was found in the morning, then couldn't it have happened in the evening before?
それじゃあ夜の生徒に見つかるんじゃない？
それ以前に風紀委員の放課後の見回りで発見されているでしょう。 昼の生徒だったわけですから。
Alright. And you're not allowed to leave the dorms once you've gone back.
それはまず不可能です。夜の世界になった後、寮は厳重に戸締まりされて出られません。
It's to ensure that there's no chance of a regular student wandering into the night realm. Otherwise, you get curious people like Kurodani trying to sneak out. Yeah, just like Kurodani.
ってことは倒れてた人って朝早くここに来て被害に遭ったってこと？
That's the only way. There are always students who arrive early because they're on duty or for some other reason. If it's completely empty in the mornings, your hypothesis about having the victim touch a mist could work.
まだ登校する生徒も少ない時間帯だったようですから可能でしょう。ミストを使ったとすればですが。
She takes another look at her surroundings. A long shadow extending from her feet matches her movements and changes in angle. Her gaze, intent on not missing even the most minor of details, stops on a window that can't be seen through due to the glare of the setting sun.
今回に限り校庭だったのはやはり保健室前に見張りが立ったからでしょうか。
On the other side of the window is the infirmary. The location of Morokuma and Yoshida collapsed. There are probably still disciplinary committee members and teachers standing guard there just in case. Yeah, the culprit doesn't care where it takes place. Or perhaps it wasn't worth the effort to force his way in.
ミッチーが言ってた学園中が魔術施設っていうのが当たってたらどこでもいいわけだもんね。
A place that's hidden away and without any people is all he wants.
それで場所ではなく犯行時刻を人目の少ない時間に移したということですか。
Seems to be thinking the same thing, and there was a tone of agreement in her voice.
被害者の人は何か用があって朝早く来たのかな？それとも犯人に呼び出されたとか？
If it were the latter, then why was he selected to be a victim?
そうですね。村雲くんとも吉田さんともこれといった接点がある人ではなさそうでした。
Worst case scenario, he's just picking at random.
誰でもいいから記憶を消したり気絶させたりしてるってこと？
Yeah, that's what it seems like. His voice starts trembling from my remark. It's something I didn't really want to consider, and I'm starting to feel queasy.
対象が誰でもいいという可能性は残念ながらありますね。
Yeah. He could just be doing all this for fun.
そうでないことを祈ります。
Muttering that, she turns around.
戻りましょう。夜が来ます。
The bell in the clock tower chimes the moment we step into the school building. And then the moment of the night appears. Night realm students laugh and talk merrily as we walk past them, headed for the burrow.
あ、徳佐だ。おはよ
Is this Neko's friends? Yep. How you guys been? Is it one of you two? Turning to face the voice calling out to us from behind, we see Iba Kumiko-senpai and Chichiban Hina-senpai.
おはようございます。
う。徳佐分室の皆さん、おはようございます。
Hina-san bows and returns Muko's greeting, while Iba-san takes a look at all of us.
どうかしたの？みんな揃って。
A little bit.
いえ、こちらでは何か変わったことは起きていませんよね。
変わったこと？なんだいそれ？
え、知りません？
うん、知らない。
ひなも。
All of the victims have been day students. Doesn't seem like news has reached the students of the night realm.
いえ、実は廊下で気を失って倒れていた人がいたもので。
へえ、なんか物騒だね。
Very much so, yes. Iba-san's usual energetic expression all but disappears when she hears of the grave situation.
なぜ倒れていたのですか？
That's what we're trying to find out.
それがわからなくて調査中なんです。
そっか、大変だね。
頑張ってください。
ねえ、ありがとうございます。
The first bell rings. The two of the classmen wave goodbye and proceed to the classroom. Hey, this is also if the victims were day students. You think that the culprit doesn't know about the Night Realm?
私も今そのことについて考えていました。
He looks out the window. The pale moon shines amidst the pitch black scenery.
犯人は夜の世界の存在を知らないのか、それとも夜の生徒は犯人が行いたい目的にそぐわない理由でもあるのか。
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go with the latter. You mentioned that it'd be hard for a regular student who's already gone back to the dorms to wander around in the evening, right? That should more or less eliminate the first possibility.
そうですね。では犯人が夜の生徒を狙わないのはなぜでしょう。
Because of what you just said. If a crime were committed in the evening after all the students have gone back to the dorms, it's not like the Night Realm won't appear. It automatically happens once the bell in the clock tower rings. And what about... What would happen if a Night Realm student fainted in the same way? It'd be morning by the time they woke up, wouldn't it? For Morikuma and Yoshida, it took about half a day for them to regain consciousness. If a student fainted during the night, then it'd be way past the start of classes for the day students by the time they woke up.
そうなりますね。
Will they wake up in our world? Will they disappear along into Night Realm?
わかりません。そういった前例はないはずなので。
She explains how a Night Realm student, whether asleep or awake, being in the academy during the day is unprecedented. All of them leave in the same manner as when they arrived. I'm guessing that the culprit doesn't know either, and he doesn't want to take the risk.
予測不可能な出来事を避けるためですか。ありえますね。慎重に姿を見られないようにしている犯人ですから危険な賭けはしなさそうです。
っていうかさ、
After listening to our conversation, Amara starts speaking meekly.
単にかわいそうだからじゃないかな。
Huh? Hmm? Confused. I can't say anything other than that.
もし夜の生徒は朝になってこっちに取り残されちゃうんだったらかわいそうだろ。
I understand what he's trying to say, but I'm still speechless. It makes sense. If someone like Furia were trapped in a weird world they'd never seen before all alone, they'd probably start panicking and crying. Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening. I don't think this person cares about any of that at all. I'm like 99% sure they're trying to drain people of them on it. I definitely feel sorry for them, but I never thought about it that way before. I finally managed to say something, but then Amaro looks shocked and grows flustered.
おかしい？
いえ、ありえない話ではないかと。
じゃあなんでそんな微妙な顔なの？
No reason. It's not really awkward per se. She looks surprisingly relaxed. I can't help but first to smile. Sounds like something you come up with.
どういう意味だよ？
It's nothing. It's possible if the culprit is that guy in white.
なぜです？
Seriousness returns to her face. He seemed pretty good-hearted when I met him, at least. Yeah, he gave us our wallet back. None of the victims suffered any injuries. Maybe that's his way of being considerate. He's keeping a straight face, but I get the feeling that I caught a glimpse of something that she's trying to hide.
別に俺に気を使ってくれてるんだったら聞かなかったことにしてくれれば。
いいえ、参考になりました。
そうなの？
How so?
ええ。
How is that helpful? I'm confused. Nodding, her expression seemingly takes on a smile again before returning to its usual demureness.
今日はもう引き上げましょう。また明日です。
Yeah. The culprit doesn't seem to act during the night. We would only realize the naivety of our thinking the next morning. Okay, well, never mind. Goodness gracious.
あ、みーくん。
Back at the dorms, I run into Tsubaki-chan in the hallway. She's still wearing her uniform, so she probably only just got back as well. That's spacing, darn it. Hey, you're still patrolling? Be careful not to overwork yourself, okay?
そちらこそ。
She giggles and shakes her hair. Then suddenly looks at me full of worry.
みーくん、君はこの事件をどう思う？
Very ominous, extremely concerning, and very confusing. Huh?
私には犯人のやりたいことがさっぱり見えてこないんだ。
Yep, same. She sounds like she's reaching the limits of her endurance. Increasing number of victims, not to mention that first one is a partner. Patience is wearing thin, much faster than ours. The same applies to us. It's just, Oh, whoops. Don't beat yourself up over it. I try to say that as lightheartedly as I can. We've been doing all this patrolling, but it's not like we haven't seen results. The culprit's actions changed this time, which means that he's starting to run out of options. Don't think that all this has been for naught. Listening until the end of what I had to say, she cheers up.
ありがとう、みーくん。君にそう言ってもらえると、少し疲れが取れた気がするよ。
I'm glad to hear. I could tell that she said that in order to not cause me any worry. However, I'm sure that I could say the same thing to her. No problem. Well, good night.
ああ、おやすみ。ゆっくり休んでくれ。
You too. Her words are full of implications. However, it definitely did brighten my day. Getting off with a smile and waving goodbye, I returned to my room. I better get to sleep soon. Wait, what if we're the next victim? Pup, I think we should have, like, partners to watch over each other. Okay, we're still awake, so we're good. Maybe it's because of our fruitless patrolling, but I haven't been sleeping well lately. I also get the feeling that I haven't been having the most pleasant of dreams either. But thankfully, I don't remember them after I wake up. I think I once heard that dreams which you forget upon waking up usually contain bad omens. But I'll pretend I don't know about it. I've never heard that before. What do you mean? Is that a saying? Giving a yawn as I leisurely roll out of bed, I get myself dressed. I left empty-handed yesterday too. I wonder what's gonna happen today. I'm worried about the increase in frequency of these attacks, mainly because we haven't made much progress. If it keeps accelerating like this, we're pretty screwed. I finished changing and hear a frantic knocking at my door.
みーくん、起きているか？
Oh no, did it happen to us? Tsubaki-chan? Yeah, I'm up. She sounds flustered, so I rush over to open the door. Flustered, she sounded panicked. Tsubaki-chan is standing outside, looking extremely tense. I don't think she's here to say good morning.
朝からすまない。実はまた。
Oh. Goodness gracious. Another victim?
わからない。まだ見つかっていないんだ。
Hey, what? Pup? Okay, never mind, it's worse what I was thinking. What do you mean? He continues talking while still looking confused.
寮の部屋から生徒がいなくなったんだ。
We're just getting kidnapped now? From his
今
room?
朝、友達が誘いに行ったら返事がなくて、扉にも鍵がかかっていたんだそうだ。
SOS. And so that friend went to notify Tsubaki-chan, and she's on the disciplinary committee and has a master key.
私もノックして声をかけてみたが、全く反応がなくてな。心配になって開けてみたら、誰もいなかった。
Empty? Was the window open?
窓も扉も鍵は閉まっていた。部屋の中から忽然と消えてしまったとしか思えないんだ。
He disappeared from inside a locked room. Is this related to the fainting incidents we're dealing with? If so, then that means the culprit can kidnap people from a locked room. What the hell? Oh, jeez. Rito, help! I'm suddenly reminded of the white ghost that was standing beside Murakumo when he collapsed. If it's him, then he could probably enter a locked room. I don't think it's them.
どう考えても異常事態だから君たち特殊事案調査分室にも知らせておくべきかと思い。
Oh my jeez. Thanks. That's all specialty, alright? Yeah, oh yeah, all specialty. Oh yeah.
ミブさん、ミブさん。
Did you find him? Loud footsteps approach us as their originator calls out to Sabaki-chan. He's another disciplinary committee member. I've seen him a few times before.
ああ、ここだ。どうした？
He points towards the school building.
見つかりました。学園の廊下に倒れていたそうです。
学園にいたのか？
The student who disappeared, you mean?
風紀委員全員で探していたんだ。すまない。私は先に行くよ。
Got it. She leaves with her fellow team member. Kidnapped from his room, huh? That was freaking terrifying, dude. If it's the same guy doing this, was he supposed to be okay if any random person he found? I'd appreciate it if we could at least eliminate the possibility of him doing it for kicks. I'll be late if I stay here thinking about this. I'll head over there too. Putting on my blazer and grabbing my shoes, I dash out of my room. Goodness gracious, dude. What is happening? It's just getting worse and worse. Oh. Shishigatani Ushio view. What's going on with Ushio? She okay?
だって。そうそう、捕まると記憶を食べられちゃうらしいよ。
Now we got rumors now.
夕方に出るってやつだよね。そう、あの白い幽霊。時計塔に住んでいるんだって。それでね、あの時計塔にはね、入り口がどこにもないの。じゃああの鐘とかどうやって鳴らしてるの？だからあそこにはあの幽霊が住んでて、幽霊が毎日鐘を鳴らしてるの。やだ、もう絶対一人になれないよ。
Probably a good idea, to be honest.
今朝の被害者で4人目。校内ではすっかりあの白い幽霊の犯行だということになってしまっている。
You mean that guy in white brought Yoshida here?
今回も白いのは現れてないのかな。
そんなことはない。そんなはずはない。
Oh.
だってムツキは彼女のいる場所につながれば、私はただそれだけを。
Are you gonna use a key?
ここは分室。
Oh, that's when you tried to use it that time. Muko, what's wrong?
まさか君は。ムツキ、あなたは本当にムツキなの？ならばなぜ私に答えてくれなかったの？
I mean, it may not be them.
私のことがわからなかった。いえ、ムツキに私がわからないはずがない。
I'm very curious to learn about this Mutsuki person
牛
too,
さんの
though.
もーちゃん。もーちゃんって
Oh,
嫌かな。私ね、牛さんって可愛いから好きだよ。
her Muchan nickname.
ではなくて、なぜ名前をそんな風に、自分の好きなもののように呼ぶのかって聞いて。
もーちゃん、でもいい？
いいよ。
Oh. It seems like that was her friend.
もーちゃん、今ちょっと危なかったよ。ちゃんと周り見てるの？
Because I was trying to figure out if that was like a sister or a friend. But yeah, it seems like that was like her best friend.
ごめんなさい。
違うの。心配してるの。そういうもーちゃんも可愛いかもしれないけど、怪我はダメだよ。
今のどこが可愛いと？
あ、そうそう。そういえばね、 この間もーちゃんが気にしてたことなんだけど。
何か意見があるのなら聞かせて。
でも本当につまらないことだよ。ちゃんと役に立ててるのかな。
立ててる？あなたの考え方はとても独創性があるから、いつだってあなたの一言が私にひらめきをくれるの。
本当？ならよかった。
Oh.
学園？そんな山奥に？
でもね、とっても面白そうなところなんだよ。
Did she go to the school first?
大丈夫なの？なんだか私。
Oh, she did, didn't she?
どうしたの？
怖い。
Oh.
もーちゃんは心配性だな。
実は聞いたことがあるの。その魔術がどうとか、そんな噂があるんでしょ。
そうだね。
ただの噂かもしれない。だけどどうしてそんなところに。
もーちゃん鋭いから本当に何かありそうな気がしてきちゃったな。
ムツキ。
でも大丈夫。もーちゃんが心配してくれてるの分かったもの。
ね、どうして？何かあってからでは遅いのよ。
気をつける。
どうしても行くの？
ごめんね。どうしてもそこに行ってみなきゃいけないの。
Oh, dang, what?
私どうしても。
Why did she say that?
ごめんね、もーちゃん。
Were you looking for something too?
そうか。
Because obviously Ushio went to that school afterwards to try and find Mutsuki, but why did Mutsuki say she had to go there no matter what?
ね、ちゃんと手紙も書くよ。離れちゃうけど何も変わらないみたいに私たち。
Oh, it's a really great friend though. Oh, Ushio.
ム
Oh.
ツキが決めたことなら私は応援する。
ありがとう、もーちゃん。もーちゃんならそう言ってくれると思ってた。
でも気をつけて。私にとってムツキは何より大事な友達だから。
知ってるよ。だから心配かけたくないし。約束。
ムツキ。
私もーちゃんに心配かけないよ。
Oh.
ムツキ、あなたが突然消えてしまって、だから私ここまで探しに来たのに。事件を調査する組織を作って、たくさん魔術のことを勉強して、なのにますますわからなくなってしまった。
Oh, you started the burrow? I thought the principal started that.
あなたは今どこにいるの？何をしているの？無事なの？それともやっぱり私、あなたがいなければ。
Oh. Dang, poor Ushio, man. Return to the Ley-Line. Really bad for her though. But it's actually really interesting that she's the one who started the whole burrow thing to investigate stuff. Because I thought that was just a group the principal had to begin with. That Ushio was just the only member. I guess that does make sense that why Ushio was the only one at first. So yeah, she made that though. That's actually really interesting. And she made it to try and find Mutsuki. Poor girl. Or Nelly. Yeah, other than that, we've got this mysterious disappearance thing going on of people fading, getting worse and worse, and I don't know who it is. I legit don't think it's the white cloak person though. I do think they're an ally at this point. I think that they're just supposed to be a red herring. But other than that, like, I don't know, like, the principal is still suspicious to me either way. But I can't tell if it's her or not anymore either, because of how they directly mention stuff like how Muko made that joke, and then after that, how they talked about how she went on a business trip. Like, they brought attention to it, so now I'm not sure about that anymore either. It's still sus either way though. But yeah, so the principal or like one of the day realm students, night realm students. I don't know. Somebody has some, like, they said like it's not a miss, but like, I don't know. Maybe they have like an undetectable mist or something. Goodness gracious. Yeah, lots and lots of very mysterious stuff going on, and it's freaking me out. Goodness gracious, dude.